Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of the Football Show. As today we're going to talk about today's Premier League games and also games from other European leagues. So let's get started. Let's start with today's Premier League games. West Ham United against Sunderland. West Ham, they've just got a win recently in the FA Cup against Queen's Park Rangers, if I'm not mistaken. And also they got a decent result as well against Tottenham by beating them 2-1. So they've been in a good run of form the last 2 games, but they'll be hoping to continue with that if they want to stay up, as they are still in the relegation zone, 5 points behind Nottingham Forest. Sunderland have been absolutely fantastic this season. Better in the home form, as they're unbeaten, not much away form, but home form. West Ham have been West Sunderland have been amazing. But West Ham are going to play away to West Ham. I'm going for 1-1 draw for that game. Fulham against Brighton, I'm going for a 2-1 win for Fulham. Burnley against Tottenham, it should be a win for Tottenham. Obviously there's been some pressure on the new manager, Thomas Frank for Tottenham. Arrived last summer, and this season has been a quite disappointing season for Tottenham so far. Not much in the Champions League because they do really well in Champions League, but domestically it's not been a good season at all for Tottenham. And Thomas Frank he's clearly not improved Tottenham from last season's failures in the Premier League, where they finished 17th. This season they're 14th, which is slight improvement, but for the standards of Tottenham, they want to be much higher. They need improvement. They have to show also the quality of football that is improving, because the quality of football, attacking football, is not that good to watch in Tottenham's side. So Burnley, they've had some, they had a decent result last time out against Liverpool, drawing away. So, and they are capable of playing against low blocks. They played against a low block against United, where United should have won that game and they drew. Liverpool should have won last week, and Burnley drew. So, even if when Burnley get dominated by shots, etc., they can able still get a result. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they get a result against a Tottenham side who have been struggling all season. Yes, they got that win against Dortmund, and that could give Tottenham some confidence for the next games, and also ease some pressure, settle some pressure on Thomas Frank as well. So, yeah, match combination, I'm going for a 1-0 win for Tottenham. Manchester City against Wolves. Wolves have been a very good run of form recently. They've been a fantastic run of form. I think they've unbeaten the last 4 games in the Premier League. They had their first win against West Ham. They've been a good run of form, so I think they could get something from this game. Considering City, they've not been in a good run of form. They lost against Man United, where they were very poor. They had that 3 consecutive draws. They've not been a good run of form, so in the Premier League. So they have to turn it around, and they're 7 points behind Arsenal. Still a long way to go. I think things can change very quickly, as it happened in the past, especially with City evolving in the title race. So I expect City to win. Won't be an easy game because they've not been a good run of form. Wolves have been a decent run of form, but because City are at home, and Mark Gay should play in this game, if I'm not wrong, because he's not going to play on Wednesday for the game against Galatasaray. So I expect City to win this game. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Manchester City. That City have to win. They have to get back to winning ways to send the message to Arsenal to say, okay, we won our game. Let's see how you're going to respond to it against Manchester United. So, yeah. Final game, Bournemouth against Liverpool. Liverpool have not been a good run of form in the Premier League. They are beaten the last 13 games or 14 games, but the results, drawing to Leeds, drawing to Burnley, drawing to Sunderland, was not great from Liverpool's side. However, they had some games where. So sorry, I changed the camera, the scenes because background because the lights went off. Sorry for that. But as I said, like Liverpool, they've been in a 30-game unbeaten run, but it's a fake unbeaten run. They've drawn teams that they should win against. However, they were in a good run of form, a good run of results. They looked like against Marseille, winning 3-0, and they played really, really well. But obviously, this is the Premier League, away from home to Bournemouth, who in the last couple of months have not been in a good run of form. And Bournemouth like to play expansive football. So I think maybe it should suit Liverpool because Liverpool obviously usually struggle against low block sides. So I think that should suit Liverpool. That Bournemouth will try to attack. My score prediction, I'm going for it's a tricky one. If it was at Anfield, I would say Liverpool win, but because Bournemouth away, Liverpool haven't been that good away from home this season in the Premier League. I'll go for a 2-2 draw. I think Liverpool defensively are a bit shaky as well, so both teams like to attack. So I'll go for a 2-2 draw. La Liga, Villarreal against Real Madrid. Very important game for Real Madrid, considering Real Madrid have been in a good run of form the last two games. You have to say they beat Levante 2-0. They smashed Monaco. However, they have to keep that level of consistency if they want to win the two big trophies, which is La Liga and the Champions League. And they're not far away in La Liga, as some people might assume. They're 1 point only behind the Barcelona. And in Champions League, obviously, they are one of the contenders to win the Champions League, given their heritage, their prestige, their history, and also the quality of the players they have. And you can see there's been a clear of a manage of a bounce on the Arbeloa from Real Madrid, except the Albacete game, where they lost to when they won against Levante and they smashed Monaco. However, next games as well will tell us more about this Real Madrid side, whether they've turned a corner or not. And Villarreal are a very good side. They are third in La Liga. I think if they win against Real Madrid, they'll be only 4 points behind Real Madrid, and they will have a game in hand. So who knows? Maybe they could join the party of the title race. Who knows? But it's going to be a very tricky game for Real Madrid. Not going to be easy. Villarreal are a very good side all season, but I expect Real Madrid to cope with it and win the game with the quality of the players they have. So I'll go for a 3-2 win for Real Madrid. So that's my prediction. Bayern Munich against Augsburg, a game that Bayern Munich should win. They have a very comfortable lead also in the French league, so even if they lose that game, it wouldn't worry that much. You look at Serie A, there's yesterday's game, Inter Milan against Pisa. Inter Milan won 6-2 against Pisa to go 6 points clear of AC Milan, however, and 9 points clear of Napoli. However, Napoli and Milan will still have a game to play. It was not easy at the start from Inter Milan side because they went 2-0 down in the first 25 minutes. However, you have to say they absolutely recovered amazingly well even before half time, when they scored 3 goals to make it 3-2, and then they were winning 3-2. But then, and also the second half, they scored 3 late goals. Like, it's incredible. Like, Inter Milan scored 3 goals in the last 15 minutes of the first half, and they also scored 3 goals in the last 15 minutes in the second half. Strange, but very good win from Inter Milan's side, considering they were 2-0 down against the Pisa side, who are newly promoted and they are fighting for relegation at the bottom of the league. So you think, like, how can this Inter Milan side on top of the league lose this to Pisa? But they show great character with the quality of the players they have as well. So yeah, how many trophies do I think Inter Milan can win this season? I mean, last season, I've seen some people, where they criticize Inzaghi last season, where he tried to win every competition last season, where Inter were in the run for 3 trophies and they ended up So again, sorry, but the lights went on, so I have to go back to where else because sun came out. But like I said, Inter have won 6-2 against Pisa. They're in still in three competitions. Is Givi gonna do the same mistakes as Inzaghi did, where he tried to go for all three trophies and it didn't work? Listen, Givi's done a good job so far at Inter, and the most important thing that Inter win this Scudetto this season. That's the most important thing, because last season they should have won it. Napoli they were dropping points. They were dropping points the last 2-3 games, and Inter should have won it. Should have capitalized on it. But it also depends on the situation. It depends if Inter because Inter had a lot of injuries last season. So it depends on the situation of Inter. Are they, mentally in good shape, or they have fit players, or I don't know. It depends on the situation. But I don't think in Champions League that they're good enough to win it, because in my opinion, Inzaghi is a better knockout coach than Chivli. However, Inter have shown that they can do well, and they've done better in the Scudetto than last season. So, and they should win the Scudetto. I think the most important thing that Inter win the Scudetto. Whether they can win another one, the Coppa Italia, the Champions League, that would be amazing. But the most important thing for Inter is to win the Scudetto. That's the most important thing. Considering what happened last season to them, the most important thing for Inter is to win the Scudetto. Robertson is going to move on. He probably could move on to Tottenham. I mean, what a weird transfer this is, because if you ask ChatGPT the most random transfers of all time you will ever see, Andy Robertson to Tottenham is one of them. Because, first of all, why Liverpool are selling him? They've got Kirkers, and the second choice is Robertson. Robertson has been an amazing player for Liverpool. He's been a legend at the club for, 10 years now? And yes, he's not been the same player in the last, let's say, 2 seasons, but he's still can play a veteran role. And you're selling him to Tottenham. Tottenham, yeah, of course they need someone like experienced with a quality player like Robertson, because defensively Tottenham are struggling. Even though they've got Romero and Van der Ven as centre backs, the left back, right back, they're struggling a lot. So if they bring in Robertson, it's a good signing. However, he's getting older, so I'm not sure at the same time as well. But why Liverpool are selling him? And there is even rumours they can bring in Tsimikas on loan, but recall him on loan. Like, why Liverpool are selling him? I have absolutely no idea. Like, such a weird decision to make from the people at Liverpool, the owners. Such a weird decision. So, but if that's gonna happen, by the way. That's it, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you next time, and goodbye.